Ooh. Okay. So let's put this to the side. It was a bit delayed this month because they said they were only going to send one piece of card, but they accidentally put 2 in. So now everyone has to get 2. I think there should be 2 anyway, because you need to swatch on one, I guess, to see how they work. I know a lot of people who use Scrawlrbox do that. Here is the print. They have very big buttocks. Casey Golden. I think I've seen Casey on YouTube. Okay, so let's start. We have the Bockingford watercolor paper 300 GSM. They've also given us a Jolly Rancher hard candy, which is, as usual, the most important thing in the box. And the Scrawlrbox sticker. The main thing in the box are these Vivia colour sheets. Super vivid, transparent watercolours. Now I've seen other YouTubers use this type of watercolour. It's a new novelty thing. But I've never really been attracted to it myself. It feels a bit gimmicky. As a travel set, I get it. It just goes in your pocket. But I don't know. How do you know when they're running out? Do they go white? How much paint is actually on these sheets? You can't get that much paint on these sheets. Ooh, that's funky. Stick a mixing panel in here. So that becomes your mixing panel. But can you wipe it off? Is it reusable? Or is this just one and done? It seems a bit of a waste. If you have a travel set, I think 2 months ago it was a travel set in Scrawlrbox. You have a plastic palette. I don't see how this is a palette. You are one of the earliest members of the Vivia community. So like the chameleon pens, they seem to be Kickstarters or prototype items that Scrawlrbox can get to promote the new products, which I'm fine with myself. I like trying new things. I think this may be the first colour sheet that's available in the UK. All the other people that I've been looking at on YouTube who've used these have been in America. It's cute. It's cute. There's a brush, Milan, number 6. There is a mechanical pencil. I always use mechanical pencils because sharpeners are just a pain to work with. They get blunt, they break your pencils. You always have a sharp point on a mechanical pencil, and you can always fill it up. So it's not like you throw an expensive pencil away every time you use it. You get little refills. Ooh. You get little refills. Well, that is vibrant. That can fill up this pencil. So they're very economic too. And a Winsor & Newton 0.8 pen. That is a chunky pen, 0.8. Yeah, look at that. Look at it. Okay, that's too close. Yep, it's a very chunky pen. If we're going to be doing fine work, little bugs like this, on a sheet like this, you can't get that fine with a 0.8. And the pencil's only a 0.5. So the mark you make with this is going to be thicker than your actual pencil line. Let's see what the prompt is. I still can't get over this. That is staining. It's all over my hands. Okay, Be inspired by this month's featured artist. Get out your magnifying glass and take a closer look at the tiny life forms around us. Focus on the busy, intricate details of creating a scene full of these little critters, and imagine what they make it up to when you're not looking, or what characters or personalities they have. I'm not a cartoonist, so the prompt I may not be able to fulfill in full. And it says, make sure you create a swatch of all the watercolors before use. Feeling buggy. Alright. This is a bit fortuitous because this month, well, next month for Inktober, I was going to do a very buggy challenge. But it wasn't going to be cartoony bugs. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to have a think. I'm going to come back. I'm going to plan. So I've done my thumbnails. I started thinking we have a lot of colours in the colour sheets. So I need to do something very vibrant, very interesting. And the first thing that came to mind was butterflies. But then I thought, everyone's going to think of butterflies. No one wants to draw gross insects or creepy crawlies. So I think that might be a bit too common. So I went back to this idea here of the butterflies and the composition, but I knew not to do butterflies. So I thought of other insects that were perhaps very colourful, and I looked at snails. There are all kinds of different snails. It's like land snails and sea snails. But I didn't really mind if some of the snails were imaginary. It was just about getting very bright, colourful patterns. And I drew a little snail here as an example of how I would colour these in a final piece. And snails are gross. They're squelchy and they're wet, and they always come out when it's dreary and cold. But I thought I can give these characters, because they're very simple shapes. So the way that the bodies of the snails are moving can perhaps give them a bit of personality without going overboard and becoming something that I'm not. So those are the thumbnails. On to doing the final